Hey there, beloved Ascension pioneers, and welcome to this video about self-mastery, which will focus about, how there really is no lessons needed anymore. I know not all of you will agree, because remember, we're tuning into different levels of consciousness, and sometimes we say there's no levels, it's all one. Of course there's levels, because different levels mean different experience. We wouldn't be experiencing different things if we weren't existing in our own vortex state of being, in our own individual perception, through our own experience. So of course there's levels, and there's levels of different creation. So on the level of self-mastery, where a lot of us are now, we're really realizing that there's no more lessons. And we're seeing that the moment we have a perspective that, okay, I'm learning this, I need a lesson so I can expand, this will happen, because we're invoking it, because our experience is attuning to the level of consciousness when we perceive, okay, I need lessons in order to expand. And I know a lot of you will now say, but how will I expand without any lessons? What does that mean? And a level of expansion through your own natural soul gateway, when you start to actually anchor in the light of your own I am, you actually see that you're expanding through, walking through a doorway that, instead of stopping there and saying, okay, I'm learning these lessons and I have all this drama and things are playing out, you move through it. So at the end, I will provide an energetic exercise that Spirit showed me today as I was having a beautiful run in the morning. And usually I get these light updates. And I know it sounds very simple, and it sounds sometimes very much like, how can it be so simple? How will we learn? We will learn through the mastery of our own joy. And mastery without needing lessons to master it in itself, our self-mastery is the tool for our expanding consciousness. And it's almost like there's a room, and you enter into this room, and there's expansion. This room provides you new space of expansion. And then you don't stay there, because you move into a new room. But without that gatekeeper that says, okay, lessons first, and then you can enter this new room, this new chamber. So this is what self-mastery is bringing us now in our own perspective of the unique I am, the individualized I am presence of our being. And we're seeing that it's only the perspective of needing these lessons that's actually keeping us in the state of experience, because everything we do with this intent. And if our consciousness is attuned to this perspective of, okay, so I only grow when I have lessons, expansion comes through you being ready on the level of initiation. And initiation is not the same as you needing lessons now. I remember a while ago, I was reading a book from Dolores Cannon, and there was this regression there when a being shared that beyond this, what we perceive now and through our souls, these journeys and lessons and whatever we have, these dramas and scenarios of our daily lives, there's more. And there's this concept when we say Source is always learning. So we need these lessons, and sometimes they need to be hard and challenging and tough, we need to break through, in order to get to the next room. And yet it's not true, because it's only our lack of understanding of our true source nature that actually develops this perspective. So what Spirit shows us on this next level of initiation is that to be ready for a life when you no longer think, I need lessons in order to grow and expand. That's conditioned. Our first primal existence is I am. Not I am because ... or I am and I exist because I'm needed for this and that. It's just I am. And in that space, we realize that if I just am, and I am pure existence, I'm pure consciousness, and I already am, then why do I need lessons and, in this way, so that I can remember who I am? Yes, for a lot of the part, we needed those lessons, quote unquote, so that we activated the state of divine remembrance of who we truly are, so we can live our truth, we can become our truth embodied. But when we come in this new level of attainment in our self-mastery, we realize that this perspective, sometimes it's still in a restrictive mode, it's limited. Okay, I will grow when I will go through this lesson. And I go about daily on my Ascension Pioneers page on Facebook, and a lot of times people say when they share, yes, I'm learning these lessons, and there's so much about these lessons, and Spirit said it's time to give that up. It's still an old perspective in the new. We don't learn through these lessons, we expand through joy, We expand by naturally knowing who we are as pure consciousness, pure existence, and each time we will have a new level of attainment. Like I said, when the room is there, no longer needed, I've already experienced this room. Remember, there's a difference in experience and a lesson. Because the lesson can be so scholarly, many times in the old they had this, you need to have this lesson, or I will spank you, or you need to pay your dues, or even karma, how it is interpreted was through these, okay, I need those lessons so that I pay my karma. What if you, in one lifetime, have an instant remembrance that is so deep and profound when you realize, but I already got everything, I don't need any forgiveness, I don't need any, I just am, I realize this highest attainment of my pure, living, divine love embodiment. I mean, existence, and you bring it into your form embodiment. So it's a natural expansion. So in this new reality, we're just naturally expanding with our consciousness. It's through our consciousness that we expand, not through lessons. Lessons can be very much conditions, and they're based to old reality, which for a lot of souls is no longer needed because they already surpassed that level. Maybe a lot of beings still need that experience, therefore they were created. In soul awareness, everything is such pure freedom. That is why you can't force your perceptions of the reality to another soul that says, I still suffer, period. And some people, God forbid you take their suffering away, because that's what they identify with. And yet we, through that higher compassion, we say that's what they've chosen. It's such a free experience in the realms of soul awareness. And when we start to perceive that in our daily reality, we also see it's the same way. There's no difference. It's like applied understanding here in the physical form. And we start to see everything just as it is. I'm this form of existence right now. I am in my unique space of soul awareness. I know what I need. Sometimes people project these things, yeah? Something works for them, and someone asks them for advice. They say, well, this really worked for me. You should try it out. We can say that, and yet it really doesn't serve the other, because the other will necessarily have to evolve through their own given path, their own soul awareness. That's going to be so unique, and their journey will be therefore unique. So in this true freedom of learning just by being, just by existence, just by consciousness, it's not learning through lessons. When we say lesson, like I said, it can seem so scholarly and conditioned. A lot of times somebody does something and they say, I need to repent now. So because I did something like a mistake, now I need to repent. Or now I need to fix that because that's my lesson. I just got to do it. It's my lesson. So you carry this burden, and we continue to carry these burdens that are so self-imposed. I have no other ways to say it. So I have a quick energetic exercise to share. I don't want to make this too long. That Spirit showed me today is what we do is, let's say we have a challenge, or let's say we have a certain situation when we perceive as a lesson, or maybe we just kind of notice ourselves saying, but that's my lesson. Ooh, I notice myself saying that, and I know there's something deeper than that, so how do I shift? And we can at that time, or it doesn't have to be at that time when we reflect and we're like, oh, I notice myself just saying that, oops, it's not an oops really, it's just how it is, there's no such thing as a mistake. It's just pure conscious observation of what's taking place. That's the I am in you. That's source experiencing it, not itself, not learning through lessons, it's just experience. So let's replace the word lesson with experience that is neutral. It's through grace. It's through consciousness. So what we do is we can close our eyes and we imagine that thing that we called a lesson or challenger that we perceive as a lesson, or something we think we need to do before we get to the next level of attainment, that it's a doing, that it's conditioned, that it's limitation based. And we see that thing, that essence, yes, as almost like like I said, a guard, and we're standing in front of a doorway. And this thing that we call a lesson, it's almost like a gatekeeper, but it's a guard. It's, gatekeepers are pure. But let's say it's almost like a guard. It's like this guard that stands like this. And let's see that part of us. Let's just reflect which part of us calls out to that and actually engages in this reality by saying, yes, it's true, I do need lessons. That's the only way I grow. And let's seek that part of ourselves out. Let's invite it to come out and see the dialogue, the interplay of energy, the exchange of energy, the mutual reception that takes place between that part of us and the guard. let's just see what's unfolding. Let's really take a look, because if you're really honest, if you're really stepped into a state of within, if that's not right away, take some time. Take a few moments to breathe real deeply. Not everybody can attain this level of inner connection like right away. Some people need to really breathe for a while, or just listen to really beautiful music, angelic music, vibrational music, or maybe just meditate for a while. It's okay. But once you find that space, when you really feel that inner connection, call that part out. Let it speak to you, and let it show you that dialogue between the guardian, the guard, the guard actually, and that part of you. And then see and observe that. What's taking place? And then invoke the word lesson and see your perception towards the word lesson. See the relation with the word lesson that you have. And now invite the word karma. How does that part perceive karma? Is it a burden? Is it heavy? Is it something that you need to do before you can be your true self? And any other word that you feel belongs to that group of being this guard, yeah? Just invoke that out. Just bring all that to the conscious light, and then observe. Stay in that space for a while without any judgment. Just observe it. And then the next step would be you releasing that to your divine self. See that as a reflector light coming from your I am. It's almost like the light of the reflector, the white light shines on you, and you look up and you see, wow, you know, maybe I don't need to learn this lesson or go through this karma or this and that when I just realize my I amness. And there's this light of the reflector, there's this white column of light that's always there, ever present. And maybe I just never looked up. I never really felt it. I never really remembered, and now I did. And when that light, like a luminescent radiant reflector, shines upon you, now you see a doorway just automatically opening. It's not like you need to fight a battle with this guard. What we do a lot of the times, we fight these battles with our inner guards, with our inner saboteurs, these inner beliefs. We just attributed them the word guard, but whatever they are, it's like this perception that we created in a certain level of existence, but as we now expand it and we are reaching the level of our self-mastery that's already there, we're allowing forth that this dissolves and true nature of our I am comes forth. And now we see that this gateway is widely opening without you needing to fight that guard or having a dialogue with it or stepping into any drama or needing to learn harsh lessons in order to remember your true divinity, your I am. And see that doorway, that gateway opening so widely. It's a huge, massive door of light. And you're just looking, you're scanning through, and there's a beautiful new room presented to you. And now you gain the state of awareness, and you call that, you invoke that into your whole presence, that anytime you're entering a new room, you don't have to fight with the guard, you don't have to learn harsh lessons, you don't need to have these inner dialogues. You just call upon the light of the I am, let it open the doorway. You're always ready to step in the new initiation without the feeling that says you need to learn lessons. The word need itself implies condition. Dissolve that condition through pure divine love. Walk into the new space that you're ready, you're prepared yourself for. With full power, you step into it and you create this new higher space of your master frequency. And you're ready to charge upon your journey in this new light. So I hope you like the exercise. Very simple, but it creates profound results. You know, it's just all about shifting our awareness. Everything always shifts with awareness. We always like to say, you know, people like to say, oh, our thoughts create, but a thought in its purest divine form, like divine logic, is not the same as the thoughts we think as through our lower brain a lot of times, and therefore only a state of pure awareness truly creates, because it's on all levels. So awareness creates, overall awareness creates. So I hope this video was somehow beneficial for your journey of self-mastery. There will be lots more in my mastery courses. I will go deeper there for all of us to expand in our next chapter of mastery. And as always, so much love, wisdom, and power. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.